Did I meet Baby No Money? No, I didn't. But if I would have seen him in that Doc Ock cosplay, it would have been on site. I just got back from Anime Expo last week. I have been recovering because I drove all the way out to Anime Expo from Seattle. So it took me 2-3 days to get back, and then I had a concert on Friday that I was cutting it close for. I went and saw My Chemical Romance. I am very excited about that. It was great. I pulled or tore an abdominal muscle, so I'm recovering. Yeah, let's talk Anime Expo. I didn't get a whole lot of footage because I was kind of rolling solo for a lot of it. My usual booth babe and partner did not come with me because they had to work. I had a really good time. I met a lot of really cool people. Again, did not get a whole lot of footage. So this is going to be mainly me talking. It's going to be a little bit of a different sort of vlog. I'll intersplice it with some of the footage I did get. But yeah, let's talk about it. So the first thing everyone wants to know is, how much money did you make? And the reality is that this year they went from 600 artist tables in Artist Alley to 900. That, coupled with the economic situation that we are currently in, I should have aimed much lower in my estimate of how much money I would make. I went in there, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I took enough stock to do 36,000 in sales if I sold out, which I did not plan to sell out, but I figured, I'll do enough that I'll hit 10K. Easy, I'll hit 10K. Did I hit 10K? No, did not hit 10K. I have seen from most artists that we kind of all made the same amount of money, give or take $1,000. But yeah, did not. I made enough money for it to be worth it for me financially. I did not make what I thought I would make. I have heard rumblings that they will be going back down to 600 tables in the Artist Alley next year. I don't know if that's true or not. I have not heard it from the source, which is Anime Expo officially. If that is the case, I'm sure that everyone will make a little bit more money because then people aren't so divided in how much they can spend among certain tables. So I was very fortunate. My family decided to double this as kind of a vacation. So we got an Airbnb and we came out a week early, and we went to Universal Studios and Disneyland, and it was a really good experience. That said, if I had not been in the situation where, the Airbnb was being covered by family, I don't think that I would have I'd be in the red. So for a first time at Anime Expo, it went really well, but I mean, learn from my mistake and don't shoot so high. I had heard from other artists oh, I cleared $10,000 easy, or I made $15,000, blah blah blah. I have some pretty higher priced items. My average selling item is about $20 to $30. My keychains and my stickers obviously are lower. They're $4 for a sticker and $12 for a keychain. They have deals on top of them. You can get 3 stickers for $10, or you can get 3 keychains for $30. But my average cost of an item that people like to buy at my booth is probably my makeup palettes, and those are $30. I still didn't walk away with as much money as I thought I was going to make. So reset your expectations. Don't be like me. Met a lot of really incredible people. I Want Your Soda on Instagram. Hold on. I have to make sure I'm saying this right. All one word. I Want Your Soda came by, and it was so funny because I saw them walking up to my booth from across the Artist Alley, and they had on my Jotaro beret, which I haven't sold a Jotaro beret in 3 years. They walked up in the Jotaro beret, and I pointed to them immediately, and they pointed back at me, and I was like, oh my god. And they were telling me that they own all my berets, and they've followed me since the very beginning. and I'm just so overwhelmed in a good way by that. That was a really positive experience. If you're watching this, thank you for stopping by. You made my entire week. I was having a really bad day that particular day, and you came up and made my whole weekend. The other thing that made my whole weekend was I had someone come up. I didn't even notice. I guess they had on a Sam Wilson, like Captain America shirt. I didn't notice that at first. So they came up and they were talking to me about my Sam Wilson pin that I have. And I was like, yeah, like, you know, I really like Sam Wilson. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. I decided to do a pin for him, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, I want to buy that pin. I'm like, okay, cool. And then they reached into their bag and pulled out I can go and get it because I have it in my purse. Hold on one second. So they pulled out from their bag a soft cover bound fan fiction, which, hello, it is Sam Bucky. It is called Midnight Ride and I'm gonna totally butcher this. I am so sorry. Bolette de Montjuic. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Made my whole weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you. They are my ship. They are my OTP. They are my everything. And it has art on the front by Haflaki, which if you are a Sam Bucky girly, then you know. They said that they commissioned the art from Haflaki themselves. They wrote the fanfic themselves. I just got home, but I cannot wait to read this. I'm so excited. I followed them on social media. I followed their AO3 account. I am obsessed. I think anyone who has that level of fandom creativity and that level of like drive and passion for a fandom project, even something that's self-indulgent, incredible. So excited. Thank you for stopping by. Also made my weekend. I'm just so... One of the best experiences was getting to meet both of them. So thank you. Let's talk about what sold and what didn't. I didn't have a whole lot of new merch made for this con, which I'm really grateful for. I restocked all of my charms, which cost me like a little bit over $1,000, which when I got the price tag, I was like, cool, that's less money than I thought it was going to be, because I have like 80 charm designs, and that's a lot. Things that I thought would sell really well but didn't. I took some overstock I had of my Dandadan shaker charms and was selling them for $20 a piece. I sold 2 all weekend. People were not interested. I thought that with the new season coming out, people would be interested. Nope. Guess that maybe it was because there were so many artists, and I'm sure other artists had better Dandadan stuff than me. I mean, for God's sakes, there was a Dandadan stamp rally between 2 tables, and I actually have the bag. Ignore the fact that it's filled with stuff, but the prize for this 2-person stamp rally, if you spent $40 at each table, so $80 total, was that you got, how am I going to do this? Hold on. Incredible bag. It is a really well-made textile bag. I would show you the inside, but it's full of stuff right now. The inside has a pocket. It is made of like a woven canvasy material. It is well made. I will figure out the names of the 2 artists that were in the stamp rally and put them on the screen. Love that. So like comparatively, I guess I didn't have like, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So what sold well? Well, my makeup palettes sold incredibly well. I am so grateful for so I placed an order for new makeup palettes. One of them being my Still Ball Run makeup palette, the other one being my Dandadan palette. Like a week later, was like, I don't think I ordered enough. So I doubled my order and had them send it to our Airbnb. So happy I did that. Had I not done that, I would have sold out. I did not sell out, but man, it was close. Best seller of the weekend was my Steel Ball Run palette, my Dandadan palette. I sold out of my Morio and my GD Street palette, my parts 4 and 6 palette from JoJo's. Almost sold out of my blue and green lipsticks. Had a lot of Johnny and Gyro cosplayers from part 7 come by and want my lipsticks. Love that. It's a long wear lipstick, so it like once it dries and is matte, it doesn't smudge, and it takes like an oil-based makeup remover to remove it. Soap and water does not do the trick. So I was really positive. Acrylic charms did not move. I mentioned that I restocked all my acrylic charms. I think I sold maybe 20 acrylic charms all weekend, which is crazy for me because usually they're a bestseller. My button-down JoJo shirts that I have sold out. At the end of Sunday, I had somebody come by, like swing by the last 5 minutes of Artist Alley being open and was like, hey, I'll buy your display. So that was really cool. Yeah. I'm going to answer some questions that people asked me on Instagram. Give me a moment to get the questions. My whole photo feed right now is nothing but MCR concert videos. So give me a second. Here we go. Boy_Midas asked, what did you enjoy most about AX and what did you learn? I'm just going to be honest. I enjoyed the experience. It has always been my dream to go to Anime Expo and do vend at Anime Expo. When I started my business in 2019, I was like, I hope one day to go to Anime Expo because it is the biggest anime convention in North America. Being able to say that I have that under my belt is professionally for me a huge win. What did I learn? Shoot for the stars, but to reset my expectations, man. The reality check of like, you're not gonna make $1 million is so real. You can prep and you can have the best thing in stock and you are not going to, like, it is up to a lot of different factors if you do well or not. Placement in the Artist Alley, the people that see your work. I saw JoJo cosplayers walk past my booth and I have primarily JoJo stuff. That's rough. That's just how it is. So, interesting experience under my belt. For next time, I don't know if I need like a neon sign that says JoJo merch here, but considering it. Ghostygoo.printing asked, was it worth it? Yeah, it was totally worth it. It was worth my sanity. I felt absolutely insane by day 2 out of 4, and it was worth it. I would do it again. I would just do it differently. I would go in with the mindset of everything I've learned from this experience and just do it differently. 1-800 has asked, how was the con center food? Did you eat a big hot dog? No, I didn't eat a big hot dog, but I ate 2 brisket sandwiches that kicked my ass with how good they were. On day 2, I took my dad with me. My dad, for anyone who doesn't follow me, my dad is an 80-year-old man who is super eccentric and loves the con life and loves coming with me to conventions. He is the worst booth helper imaginable, but he is great for morale at times. So I take him with me and he has a fun time and it's all good, but he does not actually do anything to help me, which is why I say he's a horrible booth helper. I took him with me, and at one point he was like, can I get you anything? And I was like, yeah, actually, you can go and get me some food because I am starving. He's like, okay. So he went and he came back with a beer for himself. Then he also came back with a brisket sandwich for me. And honestly, the brisket sandwich, it was a small brisket sandwich, packed with meat and nothing else. That thing was sloppy. It was so good. Flavorful. I don't know if it was because I hadn't eaten in 2 days, because you get there super early. You get there 7 or 8 in the morning, and then the con center opens sometimes at 8:30, 8:45 when it's supposed to open at 9. Don't even talk to me about that. That's crazy. And then you're there until like 6. And you get home or back to your Airbnb or your hotel or whatever, and you're exhausted. Like, I was struggling just to get myself to shower. I just wanted to lay down and sleep because you're bending all day. And anyway, I hadn't eaten properly in a couple of days. I'd been subsisting on like gum and whatever I could find in my purse. And he brought me this brisket sandwich, and it was the best brisket sandwich that I have ever had. Incredible con food. I didn't get to try anything else. I heard they had like noodles and boba tea. I didn't get to try any of that. So on day 4, Sunday, where my 14-year-old sister turned to me and said, I really want to go to the Calico Critters booth in the exhibition hall. And I said, well, you're not going to do that alone because you're 14 and I don't trust other people. I trust you, but I don't trust other people. I'm scared of you getting kidnapped because I don't want to deal with that. So I thought about it for a while, and then I was like, you know what? The least I can do is shut down my booth for like 10, 15 minutes and run upstairs to the Calico Critters booth with her, and then run back down and reopen the booth. So we did that. And I don't know, the cutest thing happened in the world, which I will put here. Girl, we might need scissors. They want Bran or Hilton. I want Tara or Adelaide. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, bro. Ah. Oh, I'm so happy. Like, just to mention though, the exhibitor hall and the artist alley have the exact same times. That sucks. I would have loved the exhibitor hall to go like an extra hour or 2 after the artist alley closes, because then me as a consumer would get to shop. It was like, shut down your booth for a second and go run and do whatever you need to do, or have a booth helper do it, which my 2 booth helpers are my 14-year-old sister and my 80-year-old dad, so that's not gonna happen. So I mean, we made it work, but Anime Expo, if you're listening, which I know you're not, maybe longer exhibitor hours, please. That way the artist alley people can go and shop. Would have loved to gone and got a Metacos fig, but wasn't in the cards. My beautiful, wonderful partner just asked me what I noticed about the crowd that was different from my usual crowd. I primarily vend in Washington State or along the Washington-Oregon coastline. This was a little bit out of my usual backyard neighborhood, seeing that it was in LA. So what did I notice about the crowd, culture, attitude, atmosphere, etc. that was different from my usual? Well, people were kind. I was expecting, coming from Seattle where people can be not so kind, I was expecting people in LA who I have heard rumored to be super not kind, to be super not kind. Crowd did not like gachapon. They did not care for my gachapon. I drug my gachapon machine down 2 states and no one wanted to play it. They just wanted me to give them the charm that they wanted. Fine, a sale is a sale, but like, damn. Like, I think I sold maybe 3 actual gachapon pulls all weekend. My gachapon machine's pretty much empty, so I sold charms out of it, but no one wanted to play the machine. They just wanted the charm they wanted. Yeah, not a huge gacha crowd. My gachapon machine was filled with Labubus, but as nostalgic anime characters. So I did like Inuyasha and Sailor Moon, and I did like Naruto and I don't know, Goku. Out of all of them, Naruto was the most popular, which absolutely shocked me. I did Miku, which I was like, Miku will be the most popular. Nope, wrong. In fact, I had multiple people that were like, I do not want that blue little bitch. Wild, because here in Seattle, the Miku would have been like, I'm about to do an event this weekend, and I'm betting the Mikus are going to be the best sellers. I also did them as stickers, and the Naruto sticker sold the best out of any of them too, which is wild. I will say the Californian crowd is very quick to tell you their thoughts, exactly how they think them, with no filter. If you cannot handle criticism, constructive or not, maybe not your jam. Californians are much more friendly, but man, they will tell you exactly what they're thinking and how they feel about your products. I haven't had very many of those interactions in Seattle. Seattleites generally just won't talk to you if they have anything mean to say. They'll just move past your booth. I will say that tabling at Anime Expo as an artist and somebody who is inspired by other artists and events and energized by the events that I get to table at, tabling at Anime Expo made me come home and want to create more bullshit. I came home and immediately went through my files from the last year that I had put on the back burner and was like, no, we're doing some of these. Expect One Piece button down soon, because my JoJo button down sold really well, and I had a lot of people that were like, why not One Piece? Because girl, I just got into One Piece and it is 40 billion episodes long. Damn. But it's coming. I'm working on it. A lot of questions about a part 2 or part 3 JoJo makeup palette. Congratulations. Part 3 is in the works. I have, my dad is calling. Okay, I'm back. If you are somebody who asked me about makeup palettes for part 2 and part 3, 3 is in the works. 2 is I'm rotating it in my brain because I have an idea of what I want to do. Not sure if I can execute it the way that it needs to be executed. I'm thinking like gothy, vampy, 1800s, golds and silvers and jewel tones, and I need it to be right. So maybe in a little bit, but the part 3 palette is coming. Anyway, it's just been really energizing and really positive for me as somebody who is inspired by other artists and tabling at events like that. I will say that Anime Expo was a lot. I'm exhausted, and I think that's to be expected. Damn.
Hey, really quick, if you're looking for something to do the rest of July, come see me at the following events. Thanks. Bye.